here with
Sweet Simple Mom.
and we are gonna make sweet simple beans for you guys. It's a highly requested recipe of yours, and it is very easy. And yeah, so let's get started.
You guys are gonna be so surprised how easy it is. Jasmine keeps saying everybody wants to know my bean recipe, and it's just easy, easy, easy.
So first thing is you need some dried beans, and actually we're making beans for Amanda. She placed an order for my mom to make her beans. So this is just black beans, like 1 bag of black beans.
1 bag of black beans.
So like a pound of black beans. And so what's the first step?
Basically you wash the beans a little bit first, because sometimes you can actually find some rocks in some of the beans.
Yeah, so pick through the beans, pick out the bad beans.
Yep, and then just rinse it and soak it overnight. This one's been soaked overnight, as you can see.
Yeah.
And it will expand. So Jasmine always reminds me, because sometimes, you know,
I put come home and it's like overflowing out of the bowl.
Because I put it in a bowl that's too small, and I put like a couple of bags, because we'll usually make, you know, a big pot of beans for the week. So always make sure you put it in a big bowl. You can also change the water in between if you want, but you don't have to. I usually just rinse it and then soak it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of this water out, and then we'll show you guys how to put it in.
Strain it. So she'll soak it for just like a whole day. She'll set it before she goes to work, and then when she gets home, that's when we'll stick it in a pressure cooker. And so as for water, I would recommend like 3 times the amount water than beans, maybe 2 to 3 times. It just depends on how much the bean is going to absorb, the size of the beans and whatnot. So she just drained it.
I just drained it, and try to keep it in the refrigerator when you're soaking it too, especially if it's warm. So like this last couple of days it's been warm, so I've been keeping it in the refrigerator. So I usually use a pressure cooker.
Yeah, so this is the key to sweet simple beans. It's a pressure cooker. Any brand will work. We have this one right here. I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in getting a new pressure cooker. This one works really well. We use it all the time, pretty much every day.
It's actually my sister's. I gave it to her for Christmas. She left it here, and I said, you know what, I'm going to try to use it for beans.
Yeah.
And it's never left, so I'm going to keep it as long as she'll let me. So anyway, this is the pressure cooker container. You go ahead and just pour the beans in here.
Alright.
And then, as Jasmine mentioned, the water content, you'll actually laugh at how I measure the water that I put into the beans.
So this is how you make rice too? Yeah. I don't know if it's a Filipino thing, or did mama just teach it to you?
My mom was the one that taught it to me. So when I measure the water that I put on the beans, I usually put my finger in the middle, and then so the tip of my finger is touching the beans. Yeah. And then the water, usually I'll have it just a little bit above the line of my finger. So Jasmine usually
old school way, guys.
But it works. Jasmine usually likes the beans a little thicker, and the rice. So if you don't want it too watery, you can just keep it right above the line of your middle finger. But if you want a little bit more water, just add a little bit more water.
Yeah, and another thing is, after you cook it, like once you first take it out, it'll be kind of watery. But then if you like cool it down, set it in the fridge, it'll actually become thicker. Then once you warm it up, it'll become thicker again and again. So I love like the last of the beans at the end of the pot, because that's always at the consistency that's the best.
Yeah, it'll thicken as you put it in the refrigerator and as you're rewarming it. So the water's in here again, just above the line of my finger here. So the water that I put, and then I put a teaspoon of vegetable broth.
So this is vegetable bouillon, but you could also do vegetable broth instead of water and this paste. It works the same way. But my mom will just mix that in, and we usually have this in the fridge. It lasts a really long time. You just mix it with water.
And you don't even have to put salt, so that's why I like this.
Yeah, this has salt in it already.
It already has a little bit of salt. And then kind of just mix it up, because usually the vegetable broth will get stuck. Somebody's calling me. Call her back. Okay, and then here's the one that is just the easiest thing. I used to chop these onions and dice it, and of course, crying my eyes out. And there was one time one of my my niece's boyfriend's mom actually made beans, and I noticed that she had put a whole onion in it, but the beans that she had cooked, I think she just cooked it in the stovetop, so the onion was still kind of whole. But I took that trick and I just put a whole onion in here, just stick it on all the way in the bottom in the middle. Because of the pressure cooker, it'll disseminate, and then once the beans are cooked, if you don't like, you know, the crunch, or it's not actually crunch, if you don't like the flavor of too much onion, you can take it out. But what we do is we actually mix it up because it gets really mushy.
It's so good.
And then it just tastes delicious. So that's it. Water, the vegetable broth, 1 whole onion. You stick it in this, and then you put it in the pressure cooker. Actually, it's the other way.
This, yeah.
Make sure that's
Close
down.
it. Make sure the ch is closed. I don't know what
And here's the trick. I've tried different settings. I've tried half an hour, and I've tried, you know, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. For whatever reason, 55 minutes is the key to my beans. So no more, no less, but so just put it for 55 minutes, and then there you go.
All right.
And then it'll just cook.
Yeah, grab yourself a glass of wine.
Here's my wine.
Wait around for it, go run some errands, and then it'll shut off when it's done, right?
It'll shut off when it's done. I'll show you actually.
I think it'll keep it on warm. I don't know.
We actually already made a pot.
So these ones are, what kind of beans is this? Red beans?
This is also black beans.
Oh, okay.
Because I had soaked 2 bowls. So
I'll bring it over.
if you can see, I'll show them so you'll see I don't know if you can see the onions. So here's the onions. See how it kind of it's still not little tiny pieces, but it's not huge. So the flavor's all soaked in. It's really thick right now, as you can see.
And it'll get even thicker.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just keep the pot in the refrigerator and you warm what you need. We usually keep, you know, one pot a week. So I'll alternate black beans, pinto beans, red beans.
Yeah.
I actually have red beans soaking for Amanda. She had wanted black beans and red beans. So
Oh, cool.
that's in the fridge.
Yeah.
Once this is done, we'll do the red beans.
Yeah.
And then your beans will be ready, Amanda. See how easy it
Yeah,
is?
it's so easy. And if you guys don't have a pressure cooker, like she was saying, she learned the onion method from someone who's making it in a pot. That will take probably all day to cook in the pot, but you could do a pot if you don't want to get a pressure cooker, if you don't have a pressure cooker.
Yeah, usually,
that in
I mean,
mind.
that's how I used to cook my beans, is in the pot.
Yeah, it would just sit all day. Like you would bring it to a boil, then set it on low. Is that
That's
how-
really low, but the trick is you also have to add a little bit more water. So if you're gonna do it on the stovetop, I would probably say you would put the water
second line?
closer to the second line, not all the way. And then you can tell too, if the water is kind of, you know, evaporating, you can add a little bit more water to the pot, but it'll take about 3.5 hours to cook in the stovetop because, you know, the beans, you know, it takes a while to cook, but it works the same way like Jasmine. That's how I used to cook our beans.
Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys make this recipe. If you do, please hashtag Sweet Simple Beans and we will check it out, and I'll show my mom. She'll probably love it.
Enjoy.
And we will see you in the next video.
Bye. Cheers.